There's a version of this fight where the lion wins. Fast, brutal, over before it really starts. Thing is, that version comes with a timer on it. Because here's what's weird about a lion against a grizzly. The lion's faster, quicker on its feet. And it kills for a living, every week of its life, while the bear's out there eating berries like it's got nowhere to be. On paper, the lion is the better trained killer. It's not close. So why does it usually lose? That's what we're chasing today. Not who looks scarier, not who wins the thumbnail. The actual thing that decides this fight. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's this window, maybe 30 seconds wide, where the lion has to pull off something nearly perfect. Miss it, and the whole thing quietly turns against him. I'll show you how. First though, straight up, because this matters. These two have never met, not once. Lions live in Africa and one little corner of India. Grizzlies live in North America, whole ocean between them. So everything we do today is a thought experiment built out of biology. Body weight, bite force, muscle, stamina, the real measurable stuff. Not some fight anybody actually filmed. Anyone who says they know exactly how this goes is guessing. We're just gonna guess carefully. And before we even get to the fighting, let me give you a sense of what a grizzly actually is, because I think people picture it wrong. This is an animal that can smell a carcass from something like 20 miles away. 20. Its nose is around 2,000 times more sensitive than yours. You could hide food in a sealed cooler on the other side of a mountain and this thing would know. That's the kind of body we're dealing with. Built, tuned, dialed in. Hold that picture. We'll come back to it. All right. Let me sell you on the lion first, because if you don't buy that the lion can win, none of this hits. The lion is fast. Bursts around 50 miles an hour. The grizzly tops out around 35, maybe 40. And that gap is the first move of the whole fight. The lion decides when it starts. He picks the moment, picks the angle, hits first. The bear's just reacting.
What?
In a fight, going first is huge. And it's not just speed in a straight line. It's the agility. A lion can launch itself something like 35 feet in a single leap, twist midair, reposition while it's still off the ground. That's not a fast animal. That's a guided missile with claws. So when I say the lion gets the first move, I don't just mean he's quick. I mean he can choose almost any angle he wants and be there before the bear's even finished turning its head. And he's not only fast, he's done this 1,000 times. This is the part people forget. A lion has to kill to eat. There's no plan B, no salad option. So he's been killing his entire life. The grizzly, 80% of what it eats is plants, roots, berries, grass. Be honest, when you pictured a grizzly, you weren't picturing something grazing all afternoon, like a giant, grumpy cow. But that's basically the gig. So in pure reps, instinct, knowing exactly where to bite, the lion's been rehearsing this his whole life. The bear mostly hasn't. And the way a lion kills is clean. He's not flailing around. He goes for the throat, clamps down, and chokes the air off. That move's been passed down lion to lion for something like 1.5 million years. It's not wild, it's surgical. That move is the lion's whole plan. Hang on to that, because everything about the clock is built around it. Here's where the title comes in. What we're calling the 30-second rule, and that's our name for it, you won't find it in a textbook, is just this. The lion's only real road to winning runs through landing that perfect bite early, fast. In the first seconds, while he's still got surprise and speed and a full tank. He doesn't want a long fight. He needs a short one. Quick, clean, throat-locked, done. Before the bear can turn this into a wrestling match. So picture the open. The lion launches. He's a blur. Going for the neck. Doing the one thing he's better at than almost anything alive. And now ask the question this whole video is really about. What if it doesn't work? Because that's the hidden danger. It's not the lion's bite. It's the thing that lives through the lion's bite. Let me ask you something here real quick before I flip sides. Be honest. Who were you backing when you clicked this? Because I'll bet a lot of you walked in on Team Lion. Speed, mane, king of the jungle, all of it. Keep that in mind. I want to see if it survives the next 3 minutes. Let's talk about the bear. Start with size. The grizzly's just heavier. Males run 400 to 800 pounds, regular. A male lion's more like 330 to 550. So a lot of the time you've got a bear that's around half again bigger. Not double, let's be straight, but a heavy, grinding edge. And weight in a grapple is everything. Weight pins you. Weight crushes you. Weight is the thing you cannot move no matter how hard you shove. Then the claws. and this one's gonna stick with you. A lion's claws are about 1.5 inches, and they pull back in. They're for grabbing, for holding prey still. The grizzly's claws are 2 to 4 inches. They don't retract, and they're always out. Always. Picture that. The bear's walking around with 4 or 5 fixed knives on every paw that it never even has to draw, because they never put away. Every swipe in close does damage. The lion's claws hold. The bear's claws open you up. And behind those claws, see that hump on a grizzly's shoulders? That's not fat. That's solid muscle. The engine driving its front legs. That's why a grizzly swipe isn't a slap. It's a fence post with knives bolted to the end. Then the bite. Bear jaws are built to crush bone, north of 1,100 pounds per square inch. But here's the difference that actually matters, and it's a subtle one. Pound for pound, the lion's bite is actually the more efficient one. For its skull size, it bites harder than it has any right to. The bear's bite is just pure brute force. So you've got the efficient killer versus the brute. And normally, efficient wins. But here's the catch. The lion's efficiency only pays off if it lands in exactly the right spot. Dead on the throat, on the windpipe. The bear's brute force doesn't care where it lands. It crushes whatever's in its mouth. The lion needs a bullseye. The bear just needs to make contact. You see the shape of it yet? Lion's gotta be perfect. Bear just has to land. And now the big one. The thing that quietly settles all of it. Durability. A grizzly is built to soak up punishment in a way that's honestly not fair. Thick hide. A deep slab of fat. Dense, heavy bone. And a pain tolerance baked in by hibernation. Remember, this is an animal that can drop its whole body into a half-dead state for months and walk it off. Its body just brushes off stuff that'd drop almost anything else. So when the lion lands his best shot, the throat bite, the move he spent 1,000,000 years perfecting, the bear can eat it. Gets bitten, gets clawed, keeps coming. That's the hidden danger in one line. The lion's perfect kill might not be enough, because the bear can survive being killed correctly long enough to hit back. And the second the bear survives that open, the clock flips and starts working against the lion. Here's the last piece. The lion's a sprinter. Small heart for his size, built for one big explosive burst and then a long rest. He is not built to wrestle a heavyweight for 2 solid minutes. The grizzly is. The bear can keep grinding long after the lion's gassed, so if that first strike doesn't end it, the lion fades. And the fade's not bad luck or an off day. It's biology. It's his own heart writing a check his body can't cash. So run the whole thing forward. The lion hits first, fast, perfect, and the bear takes it and stays up. The window starts closing. The lion's tank drops. And the bear's weight, those always out claws, that bone-crushing bite, that refusal to fall, all of it comes online right when the lion's got the least left to give. That's the 30-second rule. The lion doesn't lose because he's weak. He loses because he gets one shot, and the one animal his shot was built to kill happens to be the one animal that can live through it. There's a strange little echo of this in real life, actually. Way back in the early 1900s, in one of those grim old cage spectacles people used to put on, and honestly, the accounts can't even agree on where it happened, so take it with a grain of salt. A grizzly and a lion were supposedly thrown together, and the thing reportedly dragged on past half an hour and ended in an exhausted draw. No quick kill. The window never opened for either one. I'm not calling that proof. It's basically a campfire story, but it rhymes with the biology in a way that sticks with me. When the fast kill doesn't come, this fight gets long and ugly and grinding. So where's that leave us? Science's best guess, and I'm gonna keep saying guess because that's what it is that one-on-one, head-to-head, the grizzly wins most of the time. Not because it's the better fighter. The lion's probably the more skilled killer of the two, full stop. The bear wins because it can afford to get hit, and the lion can't. The lion's whole gift is offense. The bear's superpower is taking the hit and not stopping. And maybe that's the part worth keeping, even forgetting the animals for a second. The strongest, fastest, most skilled one in the room isn't always who walks away. Sometimes it's something a lot quieter than that, who can eat the other guy's best shot and still be standing 30 seconds later. The lion needs everything to go right. The bear just needs to still be there after 30 seconds. So let me kick it back to you, because I actually want to know. Knowing all of it now, the speed, the experience, the precision against the size and the claws, and the sheer ability to take a punch, you still putting your money on the lion to land that perfect early kill? Or did the bear flip you somewhere in the middle there? Tell me down below. I read 'em, and I'm genuinely curious how many of you switch sides. Anyway, take care of yourselves, alright? Go easy on the people around you this week. And next time somebody swears the biggest, scariest animal always wins, you'll know better. It was never about size. It was about the clock.